In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the exact strategy that got me 157 clients at $8,800 each, so you can literally just copy it. My goal is that you find something in this video that you can implement, course correct, or something to take you to the next level so you can land high ticket clients consistently and effortlessly. And when you implement the strategy I'm about to show you, you won't have to continue to work hard or hustle all hours of the day to get clients. You're going to be able to let social intelligence and social calibration do the work. So let's go to the whiteboard. All right. As you can see, I've got some drawings here and I'm going to walk you through these. You need one solid funnel to take people from cold to sold. And so you can see by my emoji-esque drawings here, we have the gentleman, or I guess, yeah, most ladies aren't bored. You have the person who's cold, then they become warm, then they become hot, and then we move them into where they can give you money. That's when we move them into an appointment, a sales page, a conversion mechanism, something where they can actually pay us. The mistake that most people are doing is that they are trying to move this cold person from here to here, or they're trying to move this warm person from here to here, both of which do not work, don't work consistently. What you need to be doing is using this one simple funnel and like a conveyor belt. So we want to move people from warm to hot. Sorry, we want to move people from cold to warm, and then warm to hot, and then hot to buyers. Cold to warm, warm to hot, and hot to buyer. And I promise that's supposed to be someone hot. It's not stink lines coming off. What I need to do is I need to get different colored pens. Who am I using the whiteboard with just one color pen? We want to be moving these people in this logical fashion. And most people, they are connecting with brand new people and saying, hey, buy my stuff. Hey, I'm looking for 3 people to work with. And that is the wrong thing. That's going to turn a lot of people off. And those people are not even primed and qualified to buy. Instead, what we want to be doing is just bringing them into your world. Maybe you give them a little freebie. Maybe you give them a little bit more in depth. You're not trying to sell them right away. You've heard the analogy of you meet somebody in a bar, you're not trying to marry them straight away. You're not trying to say, hey, come home with me after you've talked to them for 2.5 minutes. But if you've talked to them for 2.5 minutes and you say, hey, come sit down, let's have a drink, they're more likely to comply. So what you want to be doing is not raising resistance. We want to be lowering resistance. If somebody's brand new and you're telling them, hey, come buy something and pay me thousands, they're going to look at you like you are mad. You're going to annoy them. They are not going to come back. We don't want to really break this chain here. Cold, warm, hot. To appointment, sales page, conversion mechanism, cha-ching. But how do we do this? This is when we come over the other side of the board. We do that through this triangle here. And you'll see I've got long written here, short, and written. So what do these mean? When people are brand new in your world, these cold people, they're generally not going to go through tons of long things, such as this YouTube video here. If somebody's brand new to me, they may, but they probably won't. They may want to consume something smaller. They don't really know who I am yet. As people warm up, they're more likely to go through these longer forms of content. And then as they get hotter, they're more likely as well. If you think about a company like, let's say, Apple, maybe the first time you saw the iPod or the iPod Touch, wow, I'm really showing my age here, aren't I? If you saw the iPod or the iPod Touch, you may not have gone in and bought it. You may have seen a TV advert about it. Then you might see a few people using it. Then you might watch some reviews and actually spend a bit more time. Then you go into the shop and you talk to a sales associate, or they call them Apple geniuses, for 10, 20 minutes. Then you might end up buying. And the same thing happens. If you think about any high ticket thing or just really any product or service, you might look at the car, you'll read about it, you will go for a test drive, then you go and buy it. They are not trying to sell the person who just heard about Rolex today. They are trying to let that person express some desire, get used to the brand, and really sell themselves by going through all those things. And we do that through this triangle here. So let me show you. We have short. Short could be reels, or it could be short posts like tweets. Those are a couple of categories there. If somebody is brand new to you, they are probably not going to come through all your longer things. We just want to bring them in. We want to get some, we call this top of funnel. We want some top of funnel action. Bring them in through reels, tweets, easily digestible things. Sure, they might come through some longer things as well, but it's just less likely. So we want to have this top of funnel style content for these people. So let's label that as well. This is more so top of funnel. And I will draw that out as well after. Then once they've come through your top of funnel short style things, then they can progress to your middle of funnel assets. And these middle of funnel, you guessed it, are the long ones. So let's put MOF here. And for the long form, these will be things like YouTube videos, or just any videos really. These could be blogs. These could be podcasts. Anything where people can consume more information. Let me just make sure you can see this okay here. Yeah. Where they can consume more information and they can express their interest. Even though they're not directly messaging you or maybe clicking to buy yet, if somebody's watching a 30-minute YouTube video on something, they're more likely more interested in it. Just like if you've made it to this point in the video, congratulations. You're obviously not somebody who thought about starting a business yesterday and just decided to, on a whim, jump in and start watching some geezer draw up stuff on a whiteboard. And out of these long form ones, you have all these things you can bring people into. Now, my favorite are videos. And we could call them YouTube videos, but videos in general. And the reason is, blogs people read, podcasts people listen. I find videos invoke more senses. They build a deeper connection, a deeper relationship. They invoke more senses. You have auditory, you have visual. You can even get somebody's humor or lack thereof. You can build a relationship with them. So I think videos are the best ones. And even when we talk about short stuff, you can have short writing and reels as well. It's just the way the game is. We want to bring people top of funnel. There's a lot of competition for eyeballs, so we need to get people in. And then I have written here as well. Written I've put as its own category because most content online, at least I consume and I think most people consume, is going to be in video form. But written is still important. So even though written is still kind of a long form in terms of blogs and emails and things like that, I wanted to include it in its own category because this is where people can skim it and really get a lot of information quickly. And you can really be a bit more technical and analytical. This is good for analytical people as well. With written, you can have an article that you can skim insanely quickly and really extract the information from. You may not have the time to go through a long video and maybe you're just not getting enough from these reels that you're scrolling by. However, if there's an article, I can skim read that in a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 30 seconds, depending on how short or long. And it could be a 16-line post that somebody could consume in just about a minute as well. So they can really get this anywhere. And when people come through this, they are more interested. It's a lot more entertaining, at least I hope, watching me on a video here. But if I transcribe this into a whole article, it's going to be a lot more dedicated people who are going through that as well. So you find a nice marriage between here and here. I think that's the perfect way to go. And so bringing it back to our people here, this is Mr. Top of Funnel Tom. Okay, this is middle of funnel Mandy, and this is bottom of funnel Brian here. And what we want to do is we want to create all these things so people can come into our world where suits them. Top of funnel Tom, he's going to come here and go through the shorts and the reels. Then middle of funnel Mandy is going to come through and start watching Kay's YouTube videos, reading his blogs, listen to his podcasts, or yours. That's what they're going to do. And when somebody is bottom of funnel, they're also going to do these as well. So it's really the long ones as well. I'm going to serve more middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, even though there's a bit of an overlap there. And again, what most people are trying to do is they're trying to take the cold person and say, hey, do you want to come and buy? And obviously that is not going to work. Same with the middle of funnel, and we just want to be moving people like this. Now, obviously, we're not going to tell people, hey, you're pretty hot, come and buy my stuff, right? But what we do is we put these things out there, and you'll notice in the top of funnel, the goal is to bring people into our world, bring people into your world. You want to bring people into the long form. In the long form, you have two goals, which is to nurture people, and then also move them to where they can buy. So let me actually write that. Where's a bit of space I can put that here? So top of funnel, goal is bring them into your world. Middle of funnel, goal is to nurture. And then bottom of funnel, we want to move to a conversion mechanism. So that could be a call, sales page, webinar, whatever you have. This is what we want to be doing with these people and these things. So how did I implement this whole thing for myself? Because you might be sitting here saying, Kay, your 235 subscriber YouTube channel doesn't really prove this. Well, here's how I did it actually. I didn't use YouTube and these different things, but I did follow this same thing. So for top of funnel people, I actually connected with them with a group. And actually, sorry, I misspoke, that's middle of funnel. The top of funnel people, I actually connected with them on Facebook, friend requests and connecting with people. So this was my top of funnel asset, was my Facebook profile. I'll put profile here as well. On my profile, I would create posts, little short videos, short posts, even like mid posts as well. But the point is they were just brand new in my world. Then after that, middle of funnel, I moved them into a group. So I would do live streams, live trainings, weekly videos, and I would put more in-depth posts that weren't available on my profile. So middle of funnel was my group. And here, so here we have posts. Here we had weekly live trainings and assets. So I also had things like ebooks in there and different training materials that people couldn't get anywhere else. So they had to come through this middle of funnel asset. And then for bottom of funnel, no room there. Let me put it down here. Bottom of funnel, that's where it was book a call. That was my main call to action. I would do these videos, I would do these trainings, I would do these live streams, and then I would tell people to comment a word so I could reach out to them, or I would give them a link to where they could book a call. So I took the cold person, brought them to my Facebook profile, I warmed them up by bringing them into my group and delivering them content, and I made them hot by giving even more content to the point where they wanted something, and then bottom funnel, I got them to book a call, got on the call, collected cash. And I've got a couple of other things here which also go hand in hand with that. So you'll see in the middle here, which took up room on the board, is 7-Eleven-4. I put this here because I didn't want to forget it. If you've watched my other videos, you've probably heard me talk about 7-Eleven-4 before. But essentially, to get people from cold to sold, it takes 7 hours of content over 11 touch points in 4 different locations. And you can see how I did that here. 7 hours of content while they're reading my posts. They were coming into my group. They were watching 20, 30, 40-minute live streams, week on end, maybe watching the replays. They were consuming my ebooks, so they got that 7 hours. 11 touch points. Well, they came onto my profile. They read my posts. They watched my videos. They went into my group. They went through my ebook, emails, which I'll get to in a minute. So they had those 11 touch points that were being worked on. They maybe had a DM from me as well. 4 different locations: profile, group, DMs, email. So I was accomplishing all of this. And doesn't that make much more sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Doesn't it make more sense to try and sell people this way instead of going here and just trying to pitch your product, your service, your opportunity, and just trying to sell everybody. And this is what people do wrong. Some people think, well, hey, what's the harm? But there is a lot of harm. If you try and sell this person, if you don't know me and you try and sell me, I'll probably tell you where to shove it, or I'll block you or something. And that relationship is now ruined. It just shows no social intelligence, no social calibration, and people don't want to work with amateurs. And that's what you come across when you try and sell these people here. Let's jump back now to emails, because you've probably been wondering, what is this envelope? Is it a birthday card for you? No, this is an email. And so when you have the long form, the short form, and the written, that's great. But it's very dependent on social media, on the algorithm, maybe the people on your list, maybe some of your followers, maybe they do a social media detox, maybe they smash their phone. Who knows? Maybe they don't go on Instagram for a week or wherever you're operating. So we also want to get them in email. And so what's beautiful about this, I don't know why that's lowercase, everything else is uppercase, well, this is too. Email, these people are going to get what you are delivering directly in your inbox. They've raised their hand, they've expressed that they want to receive this thing as well. And so that is going to be brilliant. These people are obviously these people here, or they're right between the warm and the hot. If they've given you their email, they're saying, yes, you have my permission. I am interested in what you're doing. I want more information. I want more, whatever you're selling. And then you can market to those people. You can still sell to people on these avenues as well, absolutely. But these are going to be your most qualified people. So this is how I did it. And if you're wondering how I'm going to be taking this moving forward, as you can see, I'm uploading here on YouTube regularly because I see while the group was great, it was still limited. I can reach a much wider audience of people on YouTube. YouTube can actually act as your complete marketing mechanism if you wanted it to. You can have top of funnel, you can have middle of funnel, and you can have bottom of funnel. You can have written in the community tab, you can move people to email, move people, link in description to sales pages, to book a call. It's a beautiful platform. And so I've seen what I've been able to do with a Facebook group and now translating that to YouTube. And you'll see more and more to come here. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed my scribbles all over the board. If this has been helpful and you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out and I'd appreciate it. And you'll be notified as well of more upcoming trainings like this if you enjoy them. If you don't subscribe. See you guys next time. Cheers.